Welcome to the Sam and Billie Show, brought to you by Crowd Network. Rosie, quickly come and show Auntie your hair. So Sharon took Rosie and Grace to get their hair done like what you had at your... Oh my goodness. Wow. Quickly come here.
Oh, wow.
Give her a wave. Looks cute.
Beautiful.
You look amazing.
You're like a unicorn. Hello, my angel. Are you coming to see me in a little while?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Are we going to have lots of fun?
Yeah.
Love you. See you soon.
Welcome back to the Sam and Billie Show, guys. Billie, how are you? How's Bump? How's the summer holidays treating you?
Yeah, good. I mean, I've actually had a pretty good start to summer holidays because Mum took the kids away, didn't she, to see Nanny and Grandad?
Yes, tell us all about it. What have you been doing for life?
Oh, I know. It's been really strange, really strange actually, because obviously, like we've been away before and left the kids here, but never the other way round. So it was really strange. Like the first couple of days because we was at home, but to be fair, it was really it come at a great time because we had loads and loads of house stuff to do.
Got a little Chelsea fan peeping over your shoulder.
Don't let me tell you, they're back. They're definitely back. Yeah, so the first couple of days, like where we were staying at home, like we was obviously at home, we got loads of stuff done. We was really productive actually. We was laughing because I said to Greg, if I wasn't pregnant, we would be off. We would have gone away as well. We would have been 100%. Like, even like though, you know, we're busy with work and filming in the house, we would have definitely like gone away. But no,
God, you would have took the opportunity and done like a little weekend somewhere abroad, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, definitely. We so would have. I mean, we did go away at the weekend. We got everything that we needed to get done. Like, was very productive and sensible. And then Friday we went into London, and we stayed over in London, and then Saturday we went to Bournemouth, and then we stayed in Bournemouth. Yeah, it was nice. Lovely. Do you know what it is though? This is so funny. Greg says to me, he's like, "You're just a snob." I'm not a snob, right? I'm just not a seaside village kind of gal.
No, do you know what made me laugh? That I think Greg posted, she's finally got her shoes off. Like, you must have had your trainers on the whole time. And then obviously you were at the beach. Yeah.
Well, what happened was, so we stayed in Bournemouth, and then Sandbanks was literally 20 minutes. Now, I've always wanted to go to the Sandbanks.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah.
It's so
nice.
Beautiful. So we went there on Sunday, and we had lunch in Rick Stein's restaurant.
Yeah,
that was really
lovely.
Yeah, so we done that on the Sunday, but we just sort of we went there. We didn't like take any like beach stuff or anything. Loads of people were on the beach sunbathing and in the sea, but we just went for a walk. So I had my trainers on, and then I didn't realise how far we was going to be walking. In the end, I obviously took them off. But no, it was lovely. But the funny thing was when we went to Bournemouth, so we woke up Sunday morning, and at the hotel we stayed at, you can hire bikes. So we was like, right, let's go on a bike ride. I was like, okay, great. Anyway, get on these bikes, the most uncomfortable bikes I've ever sat on.
Oh, I don't know why you've even bothered being pregnant as well.
Being pregnant as well, right? Oh my gosh. I'm one of them people at the best of times I need a gel seat pad. Right. So I'm sitting on this bike, and obviously it just felt really uncomfortable.
I was going to say, I bet.
Yeah, really uncomfortable, and I've got quite a lot of pressure under there already as it is, about adding this extra like saddle to the equation. So
do you know what? It's funny you say that, because when I was pregnant, I'd done only a few Pelotons, but I had the gel seat, and it still was quite uncomfortable. So how you must have felt, I don't know.
It was literally like a piece, like straddling a piece of wood. Like, that's how bad it was, right? So on this bike, we go down to the promenade. Yeah. We're mooching along the promenade. It's really busy as well, right? Yeah. All of a sudden, we get pulled over by security.
What security? The beach security?
Beach security. We get thrown off the promenade.
No.
You're not allowed to ride bikes between at these hours on here. I did say to Greg, I was like, oh my gosh. I went, actually, I haven't seen anyone on a bike. I was like, I just thought like we're like tootling along. I was tootling along. Greg was shouting at me. Anyway, we have to get off this promenade. We're really far along now. We've been riding for like probably a good 20 minutes. Now we have to get off the promenade. We're like, how are we getting back to the hotel? Now we're basically at the bottom of a mountain here, right? Now we're trying to get up this cliff. Oh my gosh. Imagine, like, I'm pregnant, I'm hot, I'm thirsty.
Oh no.
It's not my idea of fun. We end up getting our way up to the main road. I said to Greg, put it on your Google Maps, right? So we can find our way back to the hotel. I'm really thirsty. I need to sit down. I'm really hurting underneath. Well, Bournemouth is really hilly, by the way, like up, down, lots of steep hills. Anyway, he started trying to be all like, I know where I'm going. About half an hour in, we don't know where we're going. We asked someone and they was like, oh, you're going the total wrong direction. No. Not that that's a Bournemouth accent, but anyway, so...
She's up north, I think.
Eventually...
You sure you weren't up north?
I feel like... I think I ended up north, the distance I went on the bike. So anyway, we eventually found our way back to the hotel, and there were so many hills, and Greg kept stopping. He was like zooming off, right? I think he must have forgot that I was pregnant. 5 months pregnant. We've been riding now for a good hour and a half, I'd say. And
I'm really laughing and picturing this because that's just not your kind of fun. Like, you, a bike, getting lost.
I went
down
to him.
No, that's not. You should have just gone for nice lunch somewhere.
It's really not. Well, also as well, I went to him. That was not my idea of fun. And then I said to him, I went. You know, and then I started making the digs. You can imagine.
Yeah.
I went. You know, this was meant to be a relaxing break. I was meant to relax this weekend.
It's true though. Like, what are you doing? Bike riding.
I went. No, and also a seaside village. I can do that with the kids anytime. Like, go to a pier.
I think the idea of it's nice, but it's kids' holidays. It's packed everywhere. You're pregnant. It's hot. You don't need to be getting on a bike, and you should have just had a massage and afternoon tea.
Yeah. I know exactly. I mean, to be fair, I did actually have a massage at the hotel in London.
Okay, that's good.
Oh my gosh,
was it nice?
My first ever. You know, I've never had a mum-to-be massage.
Right, and what did you think?
It was amazing.
Oh, good.
Oh my!
Well, I'm glad you said that because they're not always. Where I've been going but they're not always amazing. So I'm glad that you had a good one because sometimes they're just a waste of time.
Well, this was it because I actually think I had one with Nelly.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant with Nelly, just local. And I actually stopped halfway through it because it made me feel really dodgy, so I didn't ever enjoy it.
And I remember.
I never had one with Arthur. Can you remember? I didn't enjoy it. I was like, it made me feel dodge. So I never had one with Arthur, but I had one. In London. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. Like, it was all on my side, and then the other side.
The one side to the other.
It was honestly amazing. The lady, I said to her, I was like, oh, that was like, I enjoyed it more than what.
Probably really needed it.
Yeah, she said to me, she said like she was like, your ankles are a little bit swollen, but she said, if you've been swimming and training, I said, I have been on and off. She said, it's good because that will strengthen your lower back. She said, I always encourage people to try and exercise throughout pregnancy because it does help. Because, you know, like you get that because you've got that extra weight, haven't you, on the front?
Absolutely.
So that was actually really nice. But yeah, it was a nice weekend. I was glad to get home, get in my bed Sunday night. Oh my gosh, I was so glad to get in my own bed.
I bet after that massage and then that bike ride, it was like reversed itself.
Exactly. I was like, I've gone from one extreme to the other here.
But so did Nelly and Arthur have a really good time with Mum? Obviously, I know Mum was sending us all pictures.
Yeah.
And I could see they were swimming every day, eating loads of food, like doing loads of fun stuff. It looked like they had such a good time.
They did. They was brilliant. Like, Mum said that they were so good as well, right?
Oh,
because
good.
Listen, Mum comes away with us on holiday a lot, so Mum knows what the scenario's like, getting them out the room in the mornings, you know, putting the sun cream on, brushing the teeth, you know, all the stuff kids hate. Well, she said, I did not have, she went, not one thing on the plane with them. She said, I think they're on across the holiday, one lip scrap.
Oh, that's good.
Grandad had to intervene, you know. She said that she just said they were amazing, like really well behaved. And obviously, like, I'm really grateful because I'm glad there's nothing worse than if you think the kids are being naughty. But as soon as they've got back this morning, they're fighting like cat and dog already.
Yeah, because when did they get back? Yesterday or this morning?
They got back yesterday. Yeah, we picked them up from the airport. They really made me laugh. Mum come walking through. I said to Greg, I don't think I've ever picked anyone up from the airport and been excited like this.
Of course.
Waiting for someone to come through. And they come through. They reminded me of like Topsy and Tim sitting on the suitcase. Mum was pushing it.
2 little blondies.
They were they were, yeah. They had a really lovely time, and Mum said like Nan and Granddad loved it. They ate loads of fish, lots of sweet. They both learnt to dive, which is amazing.
That's really what Mum was sending pictures and videos of. Looked amazing.
But yeah, they had a lovely time. Mum was looking forward to getting in her own bed last night.
Oh God, yeah, I bet Mum was sharing with both of them, wasn't she? All 3.
Yeah, all 3 in a bed. But Mum's just got so much energy, isn't she? Like I think we said this before. So much energy. I do get that when you're kind of Mum is, I guess, a young nan, so she has got, but like she does have. And I say the same about Gaynor, Paul's mum. Like, the energy. Yeah. They have more energy than us. Us.
What is that? Is it because you've done the hard bit with, like, this is the grandchildren. So although, like, you know, I don't know, like, I think being the parent, you're doing it 24/7, aren't you, I guess?
Of course.
So it's short bursts when you're a grandparent and, like, you know, you give it all and then you can go home.
They get, like, all the best. They get all the best energy. What have you been up to? How's your week been?
So we've been back a week, haven't we, since being back from Mallorca. It's been quite busy, but also very, like, local. We did have a Nightly's Adventures photo shoot, which was just...
I see that.
And it was really good. We got some new products out, so... We was well overdue a photo shoot, and like from the last one, Paul and Rosie looked so much older.
So was Edward in this one?
Edward was in it, but only in a few pictures.
Oh,
yeah, he was in a few pictures. Really cute.
And baby Tony.
Baby Tony was in it, and obviously he's a little Nightly as well. So I was like, look at my 3 little Nightly's adventures. But yeah, so the shoot went really well, and it's funny actually because I was saying to Paul, just shows you the difference now. Not only in their age, but like them being used to it. Because like, for example, like, you know, it's like when they were like 1, 2, even 3, trying to get them to do a photo shoot, it was like the worst. It was like, I used to dread doing anything like that. Whereas now, like Paul and Rosie got on the bed, they was like smiling, laughing, and it was really funny because the photographer was like, well, these 2 are good. And I was like, well, they should be. They've been doing it 6 years. Like, they've been doing it their whole life. But they were really good.
At this age, you can sort of... bribe and reason.
Absolutely, because I had like a bag of snacks with me as well. And I was like, we only had 3 sets of photos to do. It was really easy, really chilled. And after the first set of photos, I was like, do these, have a snack. Do these, have a snack. Do you know what I mean? And it just worked, and we got it done really quick. And obviously little Tony's at that age where you have to do all the singing and like, so it was different. And I was like. Claudia was like, oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, you know, he's not. I went, Claude, honestly, I've been there. Like, I've done this with Paul and Rosie a million times, don't worry. But no, that was good.
Also, you had all the ages, didn't you? Like, across.
Exactly, yeah, we had all the ages across the board. And what else have we been up to? Oh, I took Edward, so he's been getting up quite early. Do you know, like, sometimes they just like newborns just do like little phases of different timings, don't they? Yeah. So like this week it's been a 5:30 wake up call, which is fine. Ooh, but he's been going to sleep at like 7, 8 o'clock, whereas before he was going to sleep at 11 o'clock. So he's like shifted. He's shifted a little bit, which is fine. Like I'm actually happy with it because it gives us our evenings as well. So he's been going to like you get. Like, it's fine, it doesn't disturb our evenings, but he's still there, do you know what I mean? Whereas now, that this week he's been sleeping, so he's been getting up really early, about 5:30. And sometimes I can lay there with him and feed him and like play with him in the bed and he'll go back to sleep. But the other morning I was like, let's get up. So we got up and got out and we went just to see the ducks. And I was thinking, I think this is the first time he's actually seen the ducks, like randomly. Like, it's been out and about in the pram, but do you know, like where he's like, can actually sit up in his pram now and see. So we was out the door at 6 o'clock, went to the duck pond. Oh, it was so cute, his little face. I know, it was so early, we was the only ones there.
I've been out at 6 with a newborn.
I know, you can imagine. But it was nice though, because I feel like sometimes the mornings can be really long, and really slow. And because it's kids' holidays, Paul and Rosie don't really get up till about 8:30. So I had the morning with Edward, and when I got back, he was all sleepy and ready for a nap. But it was quite nice. I just think, like, if you've got a newborn and sometimes we try and fight the mornings, I think if you get out and just take them for a walk in the pram, anything, walk around the supermarket, because I done that, and then I went into like the local farm shop and I got a coffee, and then we was walking around. I don't know if you see on my Instagram, I'm trying to get inspiration for my garden. It's just I don't know. Anyway, so I was walking around with him, and they just love all that, don't they? Just like looking around and
That's
The
where you
simple
was, where you
things.
sent me that picture of him where he's really smiling.
He looked like me, didn't he?
Yeah, do you know what? Even the video you sent on the family chat this morning when you was bathing him, he's really similar to poor Rosie.
Yeah, he is.
But
yeah.
yet so different. Like I feel like Paul and Rosie, like I don't know, they all obviously look really similar, but there's something about Edward which is really like you.
I'm so happy because Paul and Rosie, I feel like when they were babies as well, they were like Paul. And I know they're coming into their own now, but I look at Edward, I actually look at him and look at his little face and he does certain things and I'm like, you look like mummy.
He does. He's mummy's boy.
And
I'm so excited to see him.
I know. So guys, I'm actually going, after this recording, I'm going round to Billie's to spend the night there. We're having a sleepover with the kids. And yeah, and even in those couple of weeks you haven't seen him, he's huge, like compared.
I can't wait. I just can't wait to lay and cuddle him and kiss him.
I'll
get up with him at 5:30 tomorrow. You can have a lay in. I'll definitely get up with him. I'll come and get him and take him down.
He does all that, all that like little and
cooing.
he looks and then cooing. Yeah, so it's it's like so cute, so cute. But yeah, what else have you been up to? Oh, nothing. So the garden situation.
Yeah, so what are you doing? What are you thinking?
I don't think I'm going to get... Basically, have you ever heard, like... Obviously, you know what bamboo is, but it destroys, like, your garden.
Oh,
and it, like,
it's
grows
growing
up.
under, isn't it?
So it's growing under, it's cracking the patio. Like, that's how, like, fierce it is. So to remove that is a really big job. I'm just getting my head around it now. Paul's better at it than me, all the landscaping stuff. But they've basically got a kind of... They're going to have to like rip up the garden. And we were saying, if we're going to do that, we might as well just re-turf it and then do the new patio then as well. So I don't think any of it's realistically going to be done for summer, this summer.
No,
but my realistic goal is like, hopefully like by spring next year to have it nicely landscaped. But it's the bamboo. It's literally, it's all down one side of our garden and it's just sprouting up everywhere. It's like destroying the garden and the turf. So
what a nightmare.
But we've got the lazy spa. Honestly, that is a godsend.
Yeah.
A bit different to having a lovely swimming pool. But the kids don't know any different. And honestly, they just...
No. That's the thing. When they've got... all kids love is a bit of water. Jumping in and out. Don't they?
That's it.
You've got a lovely garden, toys, like... Take
So
it from someone that's been renovating for nearly 3 years.
Exactly. But I'm really grateful for that because, and it was funny because it reminded me of me and you, the little games they play in the lazy spa. They the other day was like, please, can we go in it with our clothes on? And I went, yeah, of course you can, go on. But do you remember we used to want to do that? Like get in the water in the swimming pool with our clothes on. Anyway, so they was doing that all night. And then the other day they was like, can we have dinner in the lazy spa? I was like, of course you can. So they have like on her floaty thing, I bought them out their dinner and they were sitting in there eating it and the dinner was like floating about.
That's so funny. That is so cute. It's just
things,
like the simple little things.
Hey guys, so it's that time to hear from one of our sponsors. Mamph, have you heard of Athletic Greens? Yes, everyone is always talking about it at the moment. It's a daily nutrition supplement, isn't it? Yes, so I've loved taking AG1. It's been so easy. You just get up in the morning, have one scoop in a glass of water, and it gives me all the important vitamins and minerals I need. I have better energy, better gut health, and it actually tastes really nice. That's so good. And do you know what I love about this? You don't have to faff and take loads of different supplements. You can just do it all in one go. AG1 is a small habit that you can do every single day and take great care of yourself. It even supports better sleep quality and recovery. Sleep quality, that's what I need right now. Yeah, I was actually reading the reviews myself, and Athletic Greens has over 7,000 five-star reviews. That's incredible. That is amazing. So we have a treat for you all. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/Sam and Billie. And again, that is athleticgreens.com/Sam and Billie to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. And don't forget, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, always get advice from a doctor or medical professional before taking any supplement. tell me how the ITV summer party was. Tell me all about it. I know that you're pregnant. Sometimes it's just not. I know, like, you can still enjoy yourself, but when you're pregnant and you go to these things, they're just not as fun, are they?
It's not the same vibe.
It's not the same.
So I went with Greg, and then we met Fern there. So us three were together.
Nice.
The party was actually amazing. Like the venue, it was so cool. It was at the Mandrake Hotel. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Oh
Nice.
my gosh, it was so cool. Like, it was split, the party, on all different levels. Obviously the drinks were flowing, but not for me. I had a couple of lemonades.
Just a fun night. Any inside gossip you can give our listeners?
Do you know what? Not really any major gossip. Like, oh, this is quite funny actually. So,
Anyone snogging?
No, I didn't see anything like. We left about 11. Me, Fern, and Greg, and I was like, look, I'm happy to stay a bit longer. I for the last sort of half an hour, I sat down, and there was like loads of canapes coming over, and they kept coming over to me as well.
So you just had a feast.
So I just
pregnant, just leave me. I'm fine eating. You guys go drink.
Exactly. And then it was really funny. So some of the Towie boys, the boys from Towie, like, were chatting with Greg, because Greg obviously knows them, and they was going to where was it? Oh, Greg come over and went, oh, they're all going to Amazonico. He was like, oh, they've asked if I can go. I went,
oh, of course they are.
Oh, that's nice.
All the young single Towie boys.
I went, oh, that's nice for them, isn't it?
How nice. Yeah.
I went to Greg, oh, the next morning I went, you was trying to go out with them lot. I was like,
yeah, of course he was.
He went, no, I wouldn't have wanted to go out. I was like, yeah, whatever.
100%. He was
Greg,
trying,
who are you kidding, hun? So it was really good, really nice. Got in the car to go home. Well, I reckon we must have stopped at 5 or 6 McDonald's on the way home, because Fern and Greg were
for a nugget.
They were clucking for a nugget, and it was all against us. So every McDonald's we turned up to was either a massive queue, or it was closed, and then we eventually found one open. We got in the queue. Right, we queued for about 20 minutes. This was about the 5th McDonald's. Got to the bit where you place your order, and she was like, basically, computer says, no, we're closed.
Oh, no. I bet you was all smug going, you should have had more canapes.
Well, I was sitting there, and obviously I was quite tired at this point. I was like, but I didn't care. I was like, I don't even really fancy it, so I'm not fussed. I'm happy to have some toast when I get home. Absolutely,
yeah, because you've just sat there and eaten all your canapes. They're just more interested in the free booze, and then now you're like...
Exactly, but no, it was a funny night. It was good, but the next day, obviously, we didn't get home till probably 12:30, 1 in the morning.
Oh, it's almost like you have a hangover though when you're pregnant and you go out.
No,
it's really
that's
weird.
what it was like. I said to Greg, I went, because I feel like I've got a hangover, and I obviously didn't even drink. I was so tired and exhausted, and I had to get up and film all day the next day, and I was
I just think like when you get bigger as well, there's certain things you do have to go to, whether it's like a part, like, I don't know, like you obviously felt like ITV party, that's quite a big thing to go to, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
I totally get it. But as you get bigger, it'll get to the point where you'll just be like, you've got to say no, because it makes you feel like you're hungover the next day, and you still have like work to do, or the kids or whatever, and you're pregnant as well, so it's like, oh. Like, do you remember your charity event? I was like, I just don't think I can do it. And I was really big then as well, like massive.
Yeah, that was like really close to your due date. Like, I think you have to pick and choose, and also people understand. Like, when you are heavily pregnant, obviously I'm not exactly heavily pregnant yet, but it was just the next day I felt like a zombie. But no, it was great. It was all good.
Oh, good. Nice. So, guys, we haven't done Ask Us Anything since we've been back. We had so much to catch up on. So we've got the questions in. I've got a few for you here, Billie. So I'm going to start off with, how did Billie tell Greg she was pregnant? There's your question.
So,
how did you tell Greg, or was he there?
He was there. So I think with Nelly and Arthur, I'd done the pregnancy test on my own.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just one of those things. I felt like I needed to do it on my own. But this time round, because I said to Greg, so I felt a little bit dodgy, and I said to him, I think I could be pregnant. And so we was over Blue Water. We got the test, and I I said to him, I was like, be careful when buying the test, like hide it like in boots. He went in, I was like outside. It was like I was acting really suspicious as well, right? I was like, don't let anyone see you buying a pregnancy test. Do you think, right, and I'm sure lots of women will agree with me, there's something so nerve-wracking about doing a pregnancy test?
Yes. Do you know what it is? It's
life-changing.
If you want a baby, it's like you really kind of deep down want it to be like positive, like you want to actually be pregnant. But then like it's on the flip side to that, it's like, wow, like my life's going to change again, like massively, and I'm pregnant. I know exactly what you mean. When I done my pregnancy test, I actually sent one of my friends to get it for me. Paul didn't get it for us. It was anyway. So with the test, Paul we was both in the bathroom together, but it took ages. It was like flashing, which felt like an hour, but I think it might have been 5 minutes.
This is what
but
happened
it felt
with
like,
me.
and all of a sudden it was like pregnant, and I was like, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is exactly what happened with me.
You're just like staring at it.
We put the kids in bed, and then I remember Arthur was really kicking off. He was screaming for Greg to go in the room. But in that time, I'd done the test, right? So I run and jump back in our bed as we were getting into bed, and it was on the side, and it was flashing.
Yeah.
And my heart was really beating. And then to make it worse, Arthur was screaming, Daddy! Daddy! And I was going to Greg, just go in there. But then Greg didn't want, I was like, please just go and see to him, see what he wants. But then Greg didn't want to miss the moment of it coming up, right? So it was actually quite stressful. And and then it was like a typical, like, you know, like it was meant to be all lovely and like, woo, but obviously we didn't know what the result was going to be anyway. And then obviously it come up pregnant, and it was 3+ weeks.
3+,
And I was like, you know, like your heart goes, and then I couldn't believe it.
It's like you're really excited, but it's also like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this all over again. Like what? Like...
I know, yeah. So that was, it was quite, and then...
did you do just the one, or did you do 2?
I just done 1.
Yeah, and also, like you said, you had a feeling.
You know, like
I had a feeling.
The signs, the symptoms, when, you know, when it's like your third baby, you sort of just kind of know your body,
I was
don't
exactly
you?
the same, and I was in San Tropez with a couple of the girls. I was like, I think I'm pregnant, girls.
Yeah.
I was like, I just wasn't feeling I had a great time, but I just knew it. I just knew. Right, okay, anyway, so next question. You had Nelly fairly young. Did you get FOMO when your friends were going out?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Let's just speak. How old was you? 25 when you had her, or 24?
So 24 when I had Nelly. So, I was pretty young, actually. And I think there was one holiday that you and Fern went on to Ibiza when I was pregnant, or it might have been when I'd had Nelly. I remember
no, you didn't.
I remember all pregnant. You girls. Yeah, and I remember you girls. I remember especially it was you and Fern. You'd gone away. I remember sort of thinking like, oh, like you know, wish I could come. And I think at the time you were like, well, just come, pregnant. But I just thought, no, it didn't feel right.
No, yeah.
But do you know what?
I've never really had FOMO.
I don't remember ever feeling like I've missed out. No.
Same.
Like, I don't know. I just didn't ever really have that feeling. And it's quite unusual, actually, because it would be a natural feeling, wouldn't it, to feel like, oh, I'm missing out on something. But I don't remember really having that feeling. And actually...
I don't, and I think you're quite lucky if that's how you feel. Because all my pregnancies have been the same. As soon as I'm pregnant, I'm like, right, I'm just pregnant. And then it's just like you kind of switch off from it all. Whereas I do think some people struggle. Like we've had friends, haven't we, that have gone through pregnancies and just can't wait not to be pregnant. Like I do think it, like you do get 2 different types of people in pregnancy. And I think some people like enjoy their pregnancy and they don't mind, they don't get FOMO. And then there's the others where it's like they can't wait for it to be over. And I think that's just however who you are, you're going to be different. Just the way it is. Exactly. Yeah.
So I've got a question here for you, Samantha.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything differently with Edward that you didn't do with Paul and Rosie?
So I haven't done anything massively different with Edward. I'm just trying to think. As you know, I'm like a little bit of an earth mum, as you would say. So I'm still co-sleeping with him and breastfeeding. Actually, do you know what? What was different for me this time was Edward's latch wasn't very strong. So basically, when I was feeding him from the start, like I have to support his head and my boob. So that's been quite tricky. And I feel like they always say like it's like myth that, you know, you never have to burp a breastfed baby, but this time for me it was so different. Like where he wasn't latching very strong, he'd like sort of come on and off the boob and then like swallow air, which was making him windy. Anyway, so it was a bit of a knock-on effect, and then one night I got what now I know is a blocked duct, and honestly it was the most horrendous kind of painful 24 hours. It literally comes on you so quick. I was like in bed shivering. You get basically flu fever kind of, and your boob's really hurting, but the best thing to do, like to clear it, is to carry on feeding on that boob, just to kind of drain the blocked up before it turns into mastitis. I probably did have mastitis actually, but I managed to kind of maintain it at home with like compressing it, kept feeding. But so I'd never experienced that before, so that was all new. But like, other than the kind of feeding situation, I've sort of done the same with all of them. I just feel like I'm more confident now, obviously having third baby.
Right, okay, well, that's all we've got time for today, everyone. Thank you for listening, and Samantha, I'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks guys for listening today. Sorry we couldn't get through all the questions. But remember, if you do want to ask us anything, just get in contact with us. You could DM us on Instagram. Looking at me. You could DM us on Instagram, or you can email us at the Sam and Billie Show at crowdnetwork.co.uk. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Mwah. Love you. Bye.